Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Discovering Insurance show with the Malaysian Insurance Institute, where we discover the roles of the insurance industry from the very leaders themselves. We've had many special guests with us in our previous episodes, and today we are joined by the one and only Mr. Jared from Sun Life Malaysia. Okay, let me tell you a little bit something about Mr. Jared. He is a fully chartered accountant with ACCA, and he began his professional career in life insurance for about 13 years. He has held many roles in his career, such as strategic planning, business performance management, distribution strategy, sales compliance, and risk management. And currently, he is the head of strategic performance management and also is in the driving seat of change management for digital enterprise transformation in Sun Life Malaysia. He sees a very exciting future in the insurance industry because new technologies are emerging by the day. So, hello, Jared. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm very good. Thank you so much for asking. So, how has life been during the pandemic?
Pandemic. Thankfully, myself and my family have been unaffected. So we've been quite grateful in that sense. I think we always have to be mindful of the other unfortunate people as well in that sense as well. So yeah, but all in all, personally speaking, I think we are all good.
That's very good to hear. That's very good to hear. So, how do you think life is going back to the actual normal? Because before this, we were taught the new normal, but then now, since offices are opening up, places are opening up, so how's the transition with you?
Definitely looking forward to it. Actually, I think we're not alone. I think 2 years of pandemic. I mean, we've been suffering lockdowns after lockdowns, and we've been looking forward back towards going back to the offices, going back to meeting friends, families, relatives. I think that's very, very important. No doubt, virtual meetings is a wave, but I've always believed that physical face-to-face interaction, that is something that you can only achieve the right sort of engagement in that sense. So fingers crossed. Hopefully, things will only get better from here on.
Yeah, hopefully. I think us two and all the viewers there, we're hoping for a better future, for a better 2022. Actually, yeah. So, can you explain to me and the audience, how, like, what is your day-to-day? How does your day-to-day basis look like? Like, what is your role?
To answer your question, I think my job as the head of strategic performance management, we are actually working very closely with the senior leaders of the organization. We actually are tasked to review, assess the company's business health, the company strategies and initiatives, and there's multitude of things that we look after. So it's very hard to pinpoint saying that there will be a fixed routine per se. So we always have to deal with different aspects of the businesses, engage with different divisions of the organization as well. So never a dull moment.
Always full of surprises then.
Yes. So you get to meet a lot of different stakeholders, and you get to see how their perception are, different type of sharing. I think that's very, very important.
Okay, that's very cool to hear from the head himself. Yeah. So, if anyone has any questions, please feel free to put it down in the comment section, and we'll get right to it throughout the whole show. Okay, so we will go into the first segment of the show, which is the rapid fire questions. Are you ready?
Okay.
Okay. So, since you explained to me about your current position, right? So, what would you say is your favorite part of your job? Like, just right on top of your head, like your favorite part.
I think briefly I just mentioned engaging with different divisions, departments, meeting with different people, stakeholders is very, very interesting for me. I like to listen to different people's perceptions, ideas, and we often like to discuss and brainstorm together. I find that very, very motivating for myself. I think that's how we build innovation. You can only build better ideas if you collaborate with other people. So that's definitely something that's one of the favorite parts of my job.
Yeah. True. Okay. All right. So, what would you say are the personality traits or strengths that would best fit your position at the moment?
I wouldn't say there's a fixed personalities trait for this type kind of role, because I've worked with various talented strategic planning professionals as well. They come from various backgrounds, be it actuarial, accounting, engineering, even biology as well. I think more importantly is the person should be able to appreciate that learning is always part of this whole process, this role, because we deal with various components of the businesses, and there is always something for you to dig deeper and learn deeper. So that sort of mindset about the curiosity mindset is very, very important in that sense. Number two, I think communication is also so critical.
Definitely.
In our role, we always have to engage with stakeholders, learn how to manage the stakeholders, learn what is the key priorities or interests for themselves. And then only we will be able to strike the right partnership in that sense. Last but not least, I think being a strategic planning position, we always have to be mindful about looking at the bigger picture. Since we are able to be in a unique position that we are able to look into the various aspects of the organization, we need to be able to make sense of every single component of it, how everything flows about, and strike the right balance with the right level of details, because execution is so key.
It's key. It's key to
Yes.
to moving. Moving.
It's no use trying to have the best idea, but you cannot execute upon it.
Yeah, true. Understand that. Okay, so let's move on to the next question. It's a bit out of topic, but if you can have a dinner party, 4 people, anyone in the world, who would it be?
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, just
I think first on that list would be the famous businessman Jack Ma.
Oh, that's a very interesting choice. Yeah.
I find him his story quite interesting, quite remarkable. Someone who's come from a humble background and knows nothing about computers, internet, but he has that sort of vision to bring people together, hire the right people. He doesn't mind hiring people who are smarter than himself, and build that sort of e-commerce giant that we see here today.
Yeah.
And he always had a vision how he would like his people to develop, and I think there's a lot of sharing that or learnings we can get from him. 2, I guess I would say Sir Alex Ferguson.
Oh, we have a United fan here.
Yes, I'm a massive football fan.
Oh, that's very cool.
But why Sir Alex Ferguson is because he did quite a fantastic job at the club back then, not now. So his ability to build the club from the ground up, his a vision about building the right structure for recruitment, academy, training, or whatnot. Then his ability to build and rebuild successful teams going forward over the more than 2 decades, I think that speaks volume in terms of his ability to sustain success.
Yeah.
So definitely an interesting character to have during the dinner. Third, I would think, doesn't matter if it's past or present, right?
Yeah, it really doesn't.
I would most likely want to have the late Princess Diana.
Oh, okay.
She's a very inspiring character for me because being a woman in her position, we all know that it's not easy for her to develop or make effective change, especially in a very strict rule environment in the royal family or whatnot. But she was able to achieve a lot of tangible change, especially in the charity part of it. I think that is something that every one of us should look forward to, how we can learn to be inspiring in that sense, influential. Her work with clearing the landmines in Angola, that's something that governments of the world were struggling with, and she was able to do that. And so that's itself is an achievement by itself. Last but not least, I guess my great-grandfather. Never got an opportunity to meet him, but I've heard stories from my family relatives. Why him? I think he. I was told that he had quite a bit of challenge coming to Malaysia, but he managed to be quite a very important, influential person within his own community, and he was also quite entrepreneurial. He actually managed to have his own factory, cream cracker biscuit factory as well. So I think it's so important to know our own origins. So true. That we will be able to appreciate what we have today. I think it would probably be nice as well to let him know that today everything's all well and good. Vice versa, he would want to know something about present day.
He probably want to see all his descendants doing well for themselves too. Okay, so last question of the rapid fire. So how do you keep a healthy work and life balance? Since we've been before going to the office, we've been working from home, doing online meetings and stuff. But how do you keep that healthy work and life balance?
I wouldn't say I am a role model for it, but I'm definitely still looking for the right balance in that sense. What works for me is that I always try to make sure that after working hours, I would not want to message my team, nor I would encourage them to message. So we try to keep that line clearly after working hours. At home, I try to spend a lot more time with my families, my kids especially. My son is 8 years old. He's a massive board games fan, chess games. So we play a lot of games together.
That's really nice.
My 2-year daughter, 2-year-old, demands a lot of your attention, right? So I try to spend a lot more of my free time with them in that sense. And occasionally I try to exercise as well, just to keep myself healthy, as that says.
Mental health is very important because it actually keeps us motivated to do stuff. Even the simplest things like eating or even just going up for a shower. So
I actually told my wife that every week there will be a certain hour or two, right? I need time for myself. So she understood that. So she always gives me that sort of time. I call it my own personal JJ time, whatnot. So what I do is I do a lot of reflections on reading in that sense. So sometimes you need that for yourself.
I think that goes a very long way. Just to keep yourself in check before going into anything before going to a new week, I would say. Okay, so moving on to our second segment of the show is let's get more into technical stuff. So how long have you invested in yourself in terms of training and professional development to get to where you are now in Sun Life?
I am a firm believer of on-the-job training. That is why during my career so far, whenever people ask if you're willing to take up a certain role or certain initiative that's outside of my own comfort zone, I wouldn't turn them down at all. I would go ahead with it, because it's only by doing something beyond what you are right now, that's where you are able to grow. And but of course, aside from that, I've been quite lucky enough to have the company to invest with us with a lot of training sessions. So there are a lot of talent development programs I've been through. And recently as well, I think Sun Life, they've been investing a lot in terms of agile-based workshop and training, because that's going forward, the way forward for the future. The way we work will be very much different from what we have in the conventional insurance companies that we see here today. So I'm thankful that I've been given the opportunity to attend some of these sort of training workshops, be it product owner, change management process and whatnot. So never be afraid to go take up any role that's foreign to you.
Yeah, that's very good advice. Because you can't just stay inside your own comfort zone for too long. You got to step out and see the world as it is. Okay, so next question is, what is the culture like in the insurance industry? You've been in the industry for 13 years. So how would you explain?
I think for insurance industry, there is a lot of emphasis towards people, because the products and services that we sell is intangible. You cannot hold it, but it's actually a promise to the clients, to the customers. And we also have to deal a lot with the business partners, our advisors. So I can see in the insurance industry itself, the culture, there's a lot of emphasis towards people experience, how people behave. That is something that is very, very important today, especially in today's age, where people talk a lot about tech stuff and whatnot. But many times we've always forgotten that the human touch aspect is also as equally as important. I think insurance industry is a very good place to learn some of those aspects. But in recent years, with the digital transformation, I think it's not foreign that every single insurer is going ahead with this. It's becoming more and more fast-paced, and I think that's a very, very interesting time for us right now.
That's true. I feel like a more personalized touch is...
Precisely.
Yeah, personalized touch is... Everyone can relate to it. So you feel more accepted to stuff like that.
I like to think of it as like a high-tech, low-touch thingy balance. Sometimes when you have a lot of high-tech processes, but you lose out the touch part. But if it's a high-touch process, but the tech part might be lacking. So it's always a balance in between that.
That's a very good point of view. Yeah. Okay, so next question is, what changes or innovations in the insurance industry that you are most excited about?
I think there is a lot of changes. How do I put this? Insurance industry right now is just starting to enter into this sort of digital transformation era. I would say that not everyone got the right formula yet. We are all still learning, developing in that sense, be it in terms of cloud technology or the next AI or data analytics or whatnot. But we can obviously see that with the explosion of data today, people are beginning to demand insurance products and services in a different way. They want it to be personalized. They want it to be in a way that they want it to be engaged. The how part is different. And I think with understanding through these data, you are able to customize a lot more in that sense. It's not just in the past in the insurance industry where you send an agent over and just get the person to understand how the product, which product that he or she wants. We can do a lot more beforehand, and sometimes the design of the product can also be a lot more different. I think insurance would also need to play a bigger role in the future because now people are a bit more aware of the importance of insurance. So we could also play a part in terms of being part of an ecosystem or whatnot. So health ecosystem could be one, affluent ecosystem could be one, retirement could be one. So it's not just a product, but there's some other services that comes along with it.
Yeah. That makes sense. That makes sense. Like, just to make people aware about the vastness of this industry. You know, it's not just about that one thing. There's a lot more to it. There's a lot more to it. Yeah. So I would agree because because fintech is blowing up really, really fast. And the trend is usually insurance would follow behind a few years. Yeah, so maybe with the new technologies, it could maybe be on par at least. So that's what you hope for. So hope for. Yeah. So last question for the long question. Yeah. So what drew you to the insurance industry? What made you want to pursue in this industry?
I'll be honest that when I first entered the insurance industry, I really didn't fully appreciate what insurance was all about. That time, I really wanted to enter into the financial services because it was nice then. But I remember in one of my previous jobs, we were given an opportunity to look through some of the stories, the claim stories, and that was the moment where I truly understood what insurance was all about. It was a family with very young kids. They came from a very humble background, and obviously it's a death claim. And when the family got the paycheck, and you can really see that how much impact it brings to the customers or the clients' lives. And they couldn't even afford to pay for the funeral services. And that's where you truly understood what insurance is all about. I mean, I understand the fact that not everyone wakes up and say, I'm going to buy an insurance product today. Not everyone does that. Sometimes people will say, I'm going to wake up today, I'm going to buy the next iPhone or car or whatnot. There's nothing wrong with that. But I would say that no disrespect to the other businesses, but how many other businesses are able to say that their products and services are able to make a positive impact in the customers' lives? So I think it's a very, very noble industry.
Yeah. Like you have to, you really have to have the empathy to help them. Yeah, that's a very good motivation to why you chose the industry. So let's get into the Q&A. So first question is from Alyssa. Great sharing so far. I'd like to know, can't see it, so sorry. I'd like to know what skills you developed in your early career that's helped you to get ahead.
What skills have I developed in my early career that's helped me get ahead? Interestingly enough, actually, my first job was not in the insurance industry. My first job was actually, I was attached with a very small management consultancy firm focusing on IT.
Okay.
So it was almost like a startup style. The thing I remember very well about that was because it is a startup, because there's very few of us, a lot of the things we had to do it hands-on by ourselves. And early on in my part of the career, I've never been shy to say, no, I'm not going to do this. No, I'm not going to do that. I literally did a lot of stuff that I didn't imagine I would be doing. Writing business proposals, designing brochures, becoming a driver,
way above your job scope.
setting up sales booths.
Yeah.
We also have to, even as junior as I am, to go and look out for sales as well. So that was, I think, gave me a very interesting head start, in a sense that you tried a lot of different things. You've learned different parts of it, and you appreciate that how all of these links together. So that's my advice. Early on, don't be afraid to do anything that's different from your education. I started with accounting. I did nothing related to accounting job as well.
I can relate to that because I study in mechanical engineering.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. But you can, like you said, you can't just stay in the zone. You have to try a lot of different things. Yeah. So, are there any other questions that we can answer? Okay, so that is pretty much it for this session. Thank you so much, Jared, for sharing with us. I'm pretty sure I learned a lot, and I hope everyone that watched has learned a lot as well. So make sure to follow us on our social media, our Facebook, our Instagram, Twitter, and the YouTube to get updated, to get an update for our next show. We have someone, which is Ng Lu Fen, as our next guest. So stay safe, everyone. See you soon. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.